Appliances. Introduction to the module. This module includes the fixing and repairing of appliances. Appliances are commonly thought of as a single piece of equipment used to perform domestic tasks. After completing this module, you will get to know all the primary fixations of appliances. Topics to be covered: fixing a leaking fridge, repairing an electric range burner, adjusting oven temperatures, removing scratches from stainless steel appliances, garbage disposer fixes, fixing a vacuum cleaner, fixing a leaking fridge. Water system lines serving ice makers or water dispensers may leak, forming pools beneath the refrigerator. A fridge without these features, on the other hand, can cause water problems. Condensation and melting ice generate water in every refrigerator. When the water handling mechanism fails, puddles form both inside and outside the refrigerator. The water drains into a pan under the refrigerator and evaporates. Water will spill out of the pan if the fridge is badly tilted. Water spills into the compartment below or onto the floor if the drain tube in the freezer gets clogged, which can be solved by leveling the fridge. Adjust the refrigerator so that it is level on all sides and angled backwards. Place quarters near the back of the room and level them with a 2-foot level. The lean is right when the bubble is level. To level or rotate the fridge, remove the front cover grill. Lift or lower the front corners of the refrigerator by turning adjustment screws. Detach the screws that keep the back cover panel in place to clear the drain tub. Some models include prying out plastic screw covers with a putty knife to expose the screws. To remove any ice accumulation, use a hairdryer. Through a towel, soak up the meltwater. Clean up the area around the drain hole by inserting a tube into it and blowing out any debris. It will operate for any tube that fits snugly into the opening. Until removing the cover plate, pour ½ cup of water into the tube to ensure it drains. Repairing an electric range burner. If a range has a burner that's not working, chances are you can fix it without any special tools. To diagnose a burner problem, undergo the steps so as: if you see burned wires, have a pro look at the range. It could indicate a bigger problem. Unplug the range. Remove the bad burner. Compare the non-functioning burner with the other burners. If it looks pitted and scorched, slip the burner out of its socket and replace it. To remove a burner, lift it slightly and pull the prongs from the socket. You may need to wiggle it slightly to urge the prongs to release. Some burners are held by a screw that you must remove. Tighten the relation between the burner and the power source. In the socket, wiggle the burner. Pull it out of the socket if it's loose, and stretch the burner terminals slightly to tighten the connection. This should be done with care because the metal is delicate. The socket can then be cleaned with a wire brush. Replace the burner, reconnect the stove, and measure the performance. Remove a working burner of the same size and try it in the non-working socket. Replace the bad burner with a substitute if that one works. Make sure the burner socket is in good working order. If it's burnt or scorched, remove the screws that hold it to the range top and replace it. Then unscrew the range wires and screw them into the new socket's terminals. Wire links can be divided into 2 categories. Sockets have screw connections or wire leads that you attach to the range wiring with the ceramic wire connectors that come with them. Adjusting oven temperatures. If the temperature in an oven doesn't match the temperature setting or a new oven doesn't cook like the old one, the temperature setting can be recalibrated. The instructions for adjusting the temperature are in the instruction manual. If you don't have a manual, ask the manufacturer to send you one or go browsing and look for a downloadable version. Enter the oven's model number along with the words instruction manual in the search box, and you are sure to find what you need. You will need a good quality oven thermometer to see if the oven is heating accurately. Check local retailers. Kitchen and department shops tend to hold good ones, or buy one online. Set a thermometer in the oven on the center shelf and let the oven heat to a constant temperature. Adjust the temperature setting using the procedure outlined in the manual to match the temperature setting to the thermometer reading. On the oven, you press the bake and broil buttons simultaneously and then press bake to enter the temperature adjusting mode. Then you keep pressing the plus or button to coordinate the thermostat with the actual oven temperature. Removing scratches from stainless steel appliances. Stainless steel has a wonderful appearance until it is scratched. Then it seems to be a mess. Using fine sandpaper and rubbing compound, remove unpleasant scratches from a gleaming stainless steel appliance. Start with the finest grit sandpaper or pad and zigzag a stream of sanding fluid, or rubbing compound, on it. Then gently sand the scratched area. Determine the direction of the grain and sand in one direction only, following the brushed pattern. Don't sand in a circular motion, and never sand against the grain. If the scratch persists after a few minutes of sanding, go to the next coarse grit. Sand the remainder of the panel until it blends in with the rest of the panel once the scratch is gone. You'll need to get a feel for the technique, so start with a small section of the appliance panel. Use a stainless steel cleaner/polish to finish. Garbage disposer fixes. If you hear a buzz or a heavy, metal-on-metal grinding noise when you turn on the garbage disposer, you know something is wrong. It could be brought back to life with a quick repair. Here are 3 ideas to get you started. If your garbage disposal is hardwired, turn off the circuit breaker first. Unplug it if it's plugged in. Look for a traffic jam. A hard-to-grind object, such as a shard of glass, may be jamming the motor. Remove the rubber baffle from inside the drain. It should easily come out, and shine a flashlight into the cavity. Using tongs or needle nose pliers, remove the obstruction. Turn the motor manually. You will need a hex wrench. If your disposer doesn't come with one bent at a convenient angle, you can buy one at a hardware store or use a regular Allen wrench. Rotate the wrench back and forth as seen until the motor completes a full rotation, then detach the wrench and turn the motor on. Press the reset button to start over. Wait 5 minutes for the motor to cool down after it has overheated from running too long, then press the reset button. It's normally found on the disposal's underside. A jam may also have caused the motor to overheat. If the motor still doesn't operate after turning it manually, try pressing the reset button. Turn the disposer switch to the on roll and turn on a cold stream of water. The disposer should now run. Fixing a vacuum cleaner. If a vacuum cleaner isn't picking up dirt, and cleaning or replacing the filter or the bag doesn't help, it probably has a clog. The connection hose or the hose suction port is clogged if it has no suction. Shop vacuum technique. To clear clogs from the suction port or hose, use a shop vacuum. Broom handle technique. With a broom handle, push stubborn clogs through the hose. Bend wire technique for the hose suction port. The suction port at the machine's base is most likely plugged if the machine isn't picking up dirt, but the brushes are spinning. To gain access to the port, remove the cover on the machine's underside. Using a coat hanger or rigid electrical wire with a small barb bent on end to hook the clog and pull it loose. Summary. This module can be summarized as: every fridge produces water in the form of condensation and melting ice. There are 2 main types of wire connections in an electric range burner. A good quality oven thermometer is needed to see if the oven is heating accurately. Using fine sandpaper and rubbing compound, remove unpleasant scratches from a gleaming stainless steel appliance. If a vacuum cleaner isn't picking up dirt, and cleaning or replacing the filter or the bag doesn't help, it probably has a clog.